This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel this fine Monday afternoon. She actually got sunny outside, surprisingly. It's been pretty crap all day, and then all of a sudden I get outside about 4 o'clock helping a guy offload some stuff, and whew, here we are. It's sunshine and, well, I wouldn't say rainbows, but sunshine for sure out there in southern Alberta this afternoon. So, with that, it's sunshine on the Oilers report too today. Hey, you know what? We have Ethan Bear and Patrick Russell joining the Oilers Phase 2 protocol groups, and here we go. Bing, bang, boom. Here he is, well, talking some more hockey before this whole July 10th date comes up. Zap, if you're coming up, come on up. Just come on up. There you go. You're good. You're good. So, the Oilers had Ethan Bear and Mr. Patrick Russell join the Phase 2 crew at Rogers Place today. That now brings the total, as far as I am aware, to at least 8 players. Of course, the group we knew beforehand as well. 8, 7, somewhere in there, if I haven't missed anybody joining from there. So Ethan Bear, obviously not that far. Interesting to see where Patrick Russell had come from. I think he was hanging around Edmonton as well when the whole pause season hit, so that's good news for the Oilers to have everybody that's close. Now, obviously, right, there's a couple more guys coming, and that's fine and dandy. However, I think the whole situation, the discussion again today is in the NHL centered around positive tests, and for that, let me get to the NHL.com Twitter, because that is where we need to figure out the latest from the NHL. If I can find it here, it was somewhere. There we go. Statement from the NHL. My goodness, don't go that far back, Tyson. Come on, you know what you're doing here. NHL statement on COVID-19 testing. Let me snip this for you, this directly from the NHL itself, and get this for you. I'll start reading it for you if you prefer listening rather than watching, because I know that's some of you prefer the podcast type stuff. I am not one of those guys, but it is what it is. So NHL Phase 2 testing is what I got to title this, and then we'll be good to go. You'd think I'd have this ready. Guys, you're not coming here for me to have stats and graphics ready on demand. That's just not who I am, and that's not who I try to pretend to be either. So let's get to this here. Oh my goodness, that is a massive graphic. There we go. Downsize it a little bit and a little bit more for my liking, and then we'll be good. Right there should do just dandy. There you go. Statement from the NHL itself, National Hockey League, however you want to say it. As of Monday, June 29th, the NHL has had in excess of 250 players report to club training practice facilities for optional participation in Phase 2 activities. There have been in excess of 1,450 COVID-19 tests administered to this group of players. Those tests have resulted in a total of 15 players returning confirmed positive tests for COVID-19. Of course, you know how there's those first tests that say you're positive, but some of them come back negative because we're human beings, and we don't actually have a foolproof system of testing for this thing. It's just really, really nilly for whatever reason. Rhyme, I don't get it, but just is what it is. In addition, since June 8th, the opening of Phase 2, the league is aware of 11 additional players who have tested positive for COVID-19 outside of the Phase 2 protocol. All players who have tested positive have been self-isolated and are following CDC and Health Canada protocols. The NHL will continue to provide regular updates on the number of tests administered to players and results of those tests. So here we are, right, getting ready for training camp. We are now officially 11 days away from training camp opening up starting tomorrow, so that's good. June 30th, then all of a sudden July 1st, what would be the opening day for free agency. We are into July, 10 days away from training camps opening up and the Phase 3 beginning in the NHL. So we're getting closer to the return of our hockey, our precious, precious hockey, right? We had the NHL draft lottery last Friday, so we've gotten some progress onto where we're going with this whole hockey thing. But the thing is, right, the whole testing thing reminds you it's all very, very fragile. At the end of the day, this could all just, like it did in March, stop on a snap of the fingers and good night, Gary Bettman declares the NHL season officially over. And that would be heartbreaking. It would be devastating, but it just is what it is, and that's the reality of the world we live in. So it's something you have to prepare for. But to anyone that's sitting here screaming, yelling, shut it down, guys, end of the day, we gotta stand up and at least take a stand and sit here and say we're not just gonna let ourselves be rolled over and end the world. If you're saying shut down the world, fine, shut it down. You can't go to the grocery store, you can't go to the gas station, you can't go anywhere, you can't leave your house. Guess what happens? They institute that, and I'm sorry, you can't just half shut it down like we did. If you're yelling shut down sports, if you're yelling shut it down fully, shut it down entirely, and watch the world burn. Looting, rioting, not tied to the Black Lives Matter movements and stuff like that. No, this would be person on person, you got what I need crime, and that's what you can't have happen. So instead, let's stand up. Let's all come together in the face of fear and just move with positivity. You know what? Don't worry about the world being shut down. If it needs to get shut down, it will. But you know what? For right now, live your life. Don't be stupid. And let's just at least try to look forward to enjoying what's to come July 10th in the NHL. The return of players to their full home cities and training camp getting underway. And then, you know what? The last thing we need here is those hub cities being named, and then we're good to go. So guys, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV, earlier than expected ending, but I mean, I made my points. I don't need to beat anything to death. You've heard the COVID-19 stuff all day, every day for the past 3.5 months. I don't need to add more than my 2 cents to it. So guys, I am up on out of here.